what is the relationship between bad governance and insurgency in Balochistan? Before we come to the specifics of
I don't think there is any correlation between the two. Underdevelopment is another part of the provinces as well. KP South, Punjab, South, rural Sindh. You have got the same level of poverty, underdevelopment and problems.
But you don't have insurgencies there.
Yes, but here the insurgency is the byproduct of the Sardars, the feudals who have this leverage over the state when they want to blackmail it. One brother is a kinetic leader of a militia. Whenever they get a foreign funding, they get activated. Whenever the foreign forces want to have some kinetic action in Balochistan, they call upon these services, and then you have got the same old nomenclature called BLA relaunched and redressed and sent out to the field, and they create these kinetic incidents. BLA was formed in 1970s. BLF, another terrorist group, was created in 68. So it's not today's phenomenon. Whenever you go back to the history, you would see whenever they got foreign funding, when we had a problem with our neighbors, they got money from these groups, from these countries, and we had some kinetic action on the ground.
So I want to stop you there so that you can simplify and expand it further. So are you arguing that whenever a particular Sardar or an influential tribal lord, for a simplicity of words for our international audience, is not in power, is not relevant in Islamabad and Pindi, and is not being looked after financially, he would look elsewhere for kinetic or financial support and political agenda, and that's what insurgency in Balochistan is essentially?
Absolutely. I mean, I just want to rephrase it. That is the local drivers which have created these groups. They are very much well connected with each other. They have the same ideology. They have the same narrative. They believe that state has to be blackmailed. Now, there are three leverages through which they state blackmail. One is gun touting. These militias are ragtag groups, kinetic groups which do terrorism. Second is, their soft power, like, IS Sardar, Sardar Akhtar Mengal, B Sardar, X Sardar, where they bless that gun touting terrorists, and they support their narrative, and also they blame the state for creation of those, which they believe is the byproduct of the deprivation. And the third argument is that they leverage the deprivation as the outcome of state neglect, so that this narrative, they can sell it to the masses in Lahore and Karachi that look, and Islamabad, that look, the state has no contribution to Balochistan development, and here I am pleading the case of the people, and here the people, the gun touting people who have got frustrated with this underdevelopment, you need to talk to us. You need to engage us in dialogue. If you don't engage in dialogue, the army have to fight these gun-touting BLAs and terrorist groups for ages. So that is their argument. My argument is this is a blackmail tactics that they always use it. It's not the first time.
So let me stop you here to ask you a supplementary question. That what has state and the governments in 78 done in terms of their strategy towards addressing this festering problem? They have only resorted to two maximalist options, appeasement and kinetic action. Why is that, and why we can do something different and better this time?
I've never seen a decisive, meaningful kinetic action in the past. It has never been.
Why?
Somehow the state just negotiated with these tribal...
Negotiated or appeased?
Both. I mean, you can use the word appease. So they negotiated and they bought off the peace, because the state knew that these guys have been put out there because they want something. Power, resources, bribery, whatever.
And they always got what they wanted.
So this is why...
So in all these insurgencies state was on the losing side.
Absolutely. This is why we have this recurring insurgency episodes.
So we've never
20
had a decisive CT operation.
Exactly. We never had. Even today, we have this confusion whether it is a proxy force supported by the foreign actors, or it is an indigenous reaction to some miscarriage of justice by the state. This is why the people sitting in Karachi, Islamabad, Lahore, they think of TTP and BLA, the two terrorist groups, in different parameters. Yeah. They sympathize and empathize with the terrorists, Baloch terrorists, but they condemn the TTP as a religious proxy or simple terrorist groups. So this is why for the state it's easy to launch a kinetic action against the TTP versus the Baloch BLA, which is ethnically Baloch, where the elite in Pakistan think that since they have been done some wrong in the past, so it's a reflection of that injustice. So this is why they need to be engaged in dialogue, where my plea is they are the byproduct of these Sardars who wanted some benefit from the state. When they are out of power, they simply launch these people. But since we have got a problem, geopolitical problem with our neighbors, they get a sanctuary there, they get money there, and they start kinetic actions.